Hello and welcome back to Fallon Moran Radio. I am recording this episode for YouTube, and if you're watching this episode, you will see that for the first minute, I am literally stammering around. So, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's funny as fuck. You gotta go watch the YouTube video if you're just listening to the audio. Okay. That being said, today's episode is going to be the best strategy that could ever exist since sliced bread. It's repurpose.io. Now, I am not sponsored by repurpose.io. If you are like, okay, hey, Fallon should be sponsored by repurpose.io, then send this video or this audio to repurpose.io, because the best strategy that could ever exist in sliced bread for at least my social media business currently is repurpose.io. I was like, you know what? I keep seeing this from one of the creators that I follow on Instagram. I decided to join her community because she was doing a Black Friday sale. I was like, it can't hurt, right? So what I did was I spent the money. I spent the $397 for the annual plan. It was a starter plan. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to use repurpose.io. I swear to you, that was the best decision I could have ever made, because now all I have to do is create one piece of content on one platform and it'll go wherever I need for it to go. Instagram, YouTube, wherever. And it'll go wherever I schedule for it to go. So it's really awesome because I don't have to create more work for myself. And if you're going through your social media strategy, if you're going through your online business strategy, if you're going through your content strategy, whatever the case may be, I want for you to consider repurpose.io, because it basically eliminates the hamster wheel of content creation. You only have to create once, and then you can have it dispersed to whatever platform you need it to go to. And you don't have to repost on, you don't have to go from TikTok over to Instagram and then create a different post over on Instagram. You could just worry about one platform and then it'll go to the other platform. So the way that I have my repurpose.io set up is that TikTok is my main platform, and then my TikToks get sent to YouTube Shorts and to Instagram Reels. And I tried it yesterday for the first time ever, and I feel so relieved right now. So it is I recommend it just because it eliminates so much extra work. It just makes your life 10 times easier. So if you're running an online business, if you're a coach, if you're a creator, if you're just starting your online business journey, let me save you 6 years of frustration right now. Get yourself repurpose.io. It's worth the $400 that you spend. Every single friggin' penny. That pennies don't even exist anymore. Okay. Now, I also have podcasts going direct to a Google backup drive, and I'm probably going to create another workflow that has to do with long form content that I create to go from either my podcast to YouTube, although my podcast already does auto publish to YouTube, but I might also have the videos, something there with the workflow. So create clips or whatever. So I still have a lot to learn about the platform. However, I want to come and talk about it on today's episode, because one of the biggest struggles and issues and pain points that I see among entrepreneurs and creators is that they get to a point where they're posting just to post, or they're spinning their wheels entirely when it does come to creating content. And oftentimes when I think of when I first got into the online world and I first got into coaching, even when I was a crew coach back in 2019, burnout is technically you've reached the point of exhaustion and then you passed it. So let's just say that there's a curve, right? And you're watching me on the YouTube video and you see me doing this curve. There's a point at the top of the curve where you're exhausted. And then what you do is if you keep going, then your output starts to decline. And so when you reach the point of exhaustion, that is actually a signal of do not continue. Stop at all. Every possible option and output that you can, every possible way that you could slice this, stop right here. Stop right now, because this is your efficiency and you want to stay at that height of efficiency and you want to stay at that height of quality as well. Now, If you keep going, obviously efficiency and quality is going to drop. And so when you're getting to the point of posting just a post and you're spinning your wheels, you're past the point of burnout. Like your quality is probably crap. Your videos, when you go to post them, are probably not performing the way that you want them to. You're probably not growing as well as you would want in terms of like growing your audience. You're probably definitely not making conversions in terms of sales. And so it's because when we consider where we are on that curve, we are past the point of burnout. Now, I already said this. I'm going to save you 6 years, okay? Because for 6 years since I started coaching, I would push past the point of burnout. And I would be like, you know what? I need to do this, and I need to go post on Instagram, and I need to post over here, and I need to create this email, and I need to do this, and I need to shut the fuck up. Okay? Okay. Make it easy for yourself. This is the reframe. Make it easy for yourself. Okay? It gets to be easy. And if you grab something like this repurpose.io software, do you know how easy it gets to be? It gets to be so much fucking easier. And then you know what else gets to happen? You get to create conversions so much more effortlessly than you were before. So I would highly recommend that you check it out because they offer a 14-day free trial, and you'll also find yourself, I shit you not. I was driving Penelope to school this morning. I was in the car. I had to make a phone call. And so I made the phone call. And then on my way back, I parked the car. I was literally thinking to myself, I was like, let me see if, the video that I posted on TikTok went over to Instagram yesterday. I got onto Instagram and I checked my profile. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even have to cross post that myself. I didn't even have to do it. It happened for me in real time yesterday. And now I have another post up on Instagram that I didn't need to go create another thing for and spend more time doing. It did it for me. And do you know how beautiful that is? Fucking gorgeous. It made me feel so relieved. I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I want to feel. Because that is, when I go to my business Notion template, which if you haven't gotten already, be sure to go head over my Stand store and buy it because it is 30% off with my discount code 2026 strategy. When I go over my business plan, and I'm literally doing it right now. And if you're watching a YouTube video, you're going to see me because I'm not looking at the camera. When I go over to my 2026 business plan, my outcome is number one, to take care of my health, my kids' health, my family's health, and our wealth. And what does that look like? An HOCR medal, for those of you who are not familiar, head of the Charles. No blood pressure medication, which actually this happened this past week. I had a blood pressure check and it's normal. That's a different story for a different day, but this actually happened. I'm going to make it green. And then it's like rehab appointments go well for the kids, dentist appointments. What does that feel like is the next question. Exciting, proud, capable. And obviously you can tell my excitement because I just got really excited when I told you about how I don't have to take blood pressure medication. So let me make that green really fast. Okay. My second outcome is my business absolutely must make money this year, and my podcast is a priority. It's a good thing that I'm reading this out loud because what I'm doing is I'm there's a word for this. It's reaffirming this to my own mind. Like it's kind of like I'm rewriting it to myself. Like, you know how in Harry Potter, when, I know this seems completely tangential, it's not, when Professor Umbridge makes them write out whatever it is, like I'm a mudblood for Hermione, and then it kind of like etches it into her skin on her hand. That's what this is right now. Like I'm etching this into my brain when I'm reading this out loud to you. Okay. My podcast is a priority. What does this look like? Podcast video recordings, which you're watching right now on YouTube. YouTube videos, which you're watching right now on YouTube. Social media growth, digital products and courses selling. What does this feel like? Relief, light, proud, relief. And so when I am going to use repurpose.io, and I literally just thought to myself today about, oh, wow, this is so relieving. I don't have to work on I don't have to keep posting and going on to 15 different platforms to fucking post, and it's wasting my time. It's not necessarily a waste of my time, but it's like sucking my time, right? Like it just does it for me. It just does it for me. What a relief. And look at what it's going to do for my business. It is going to help me make my podcast a priority right here. And it's also going to help me get clips for my podcast for social media, for TikTok, Instagram, whatever. And it's going to help me get my digital products and courses selling. because I just talked about it to you, about how I'm literally reading right in front of me right now, my Notion template outcomes. Okay. That's outcome number 2. And then I have a third outcome, and it's to increase the number of experiences my family has. And what does this look like? These 2 questions, what does it look like and what does it feel like, are probably the most important part of this outcome experience. So I'm going to obviously unapologetically plug my stuff, and I gave you a discount code. So, I mean, if you're not going to use it, that's on you. But I'm telling you the secret sauce, and it's fucking amazing. And in 2025, when I go back to my 2025 Notion template and I look at what I did all of these 3 outcomes. The first one, take care of my health, my kids' health, my family's health, and our wealth. Do you know how many crypto assets that I purchased last year? Like, I don't know how many coins, because I purchased so many coins in 2025. Doesn't really matter. Point being, I accomplished that outcome. Number 2, for my business and brand to be sustainable, documentable, and work from homeable. Do you see my living room right here behind me? This is actually the kids' playroom, but the living room is still behind me because you're watching it in my YouTube video. I made it work from homeable. Last year, my goal was to make my business, my brand, work from homeable, documentable, and sustainable. I did that. Check. Big old fat green check. And outcome number 3, it still is to increase the number of my experiences my family has. I think we did that between the nonprofit, and we went on vacation, and we were in the middle of a hurricane last year. It looks a little different this year because this year I have it more defined. It actually has more to do with moving into our own home and learning more about real estate and teaching my kids about assets. So it looks different. Like, it's still the same outcome, but it looks different this year. So if you have not yet purchased the 2026 business Notion template, what are you doing? Go grab it. It's in the show notes. I swear to God, you will find at the end of the year, at the end of 2026, you'll be like, oh my God, I did all these things. And you know what else is really awesome about it? You'll keep visiting it every day when you're like super addicted to Notion like I am, and like making sure that things run as efficiently as you know that you want them to. You'll see it every single day. And then at the end of the year, you're going to like actually pay attention to it and read it and be like, oh my God, I did that. 2026 strategy, go grab it at my stand store. Okay. Basically, I just spent 14 minutes talking to you about purchasing repurpose.io because it's going to save you, I don't know how much time, and it's going to help you create so much more energy. It's opening up energy for yourself. I think this might be another podcast episode that I need to talk about. I'm actually going to do it right now, so you see me do it in real time. When you open up energy for yourself, you're going to feel better, and you're going to start to open up your creativity. So opening up energy for yourself by implementing this. And I'm not going to say what it is right now because I want you to listen to that podcast episode. And it's currently on my calendar for January 27th. So be sure to tune back in on January 27th for that podcast episode. You're going to fucking love it. Okay. Save yourself the time, save yourself the hassle, save yourself the posting just to post, the burnout, the exhaustion phase, save yourself the spinning your wheels. Get repurpose.io and make your life 10 times easier. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not sent this video or this podcast episode to repurpose.io, I would love if you would do so, because if I send this to them, I feel like they're going to be like, you're just plugging yourself. Like, yes, I am going to plug myself. Okay, sure. And if other people send it to them, it's to show that I have a very intimate, tight-knit audience that's an engaged community. And hey, I would love to be sponsored by your product because I think it's fucking amazing. And I think that your product should be in every mom's hand. Just saying. Okay. All that being said, thank you for tuning into this episode. If you have not left a rating and review, please be sure to do so because it helps the podcast grow. If you're watching this podcast episode on YouTube, be sure to let me know down in the comments because I would love to hear from my YouTube community. And gosh, I said I hate when I say the word It's actually so distracting. I'm really not sure where I was going in my brain. I know that I was in sign-off mode in my head, and then I said and then I got distracted. Coffee does these things to you. That being said, thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.